Our fourth story. Okay, so StreetHawk, this company does location-based mobile personal shopping service. What is going on here? This is a complicated statement, I think, because it involves a whole bunch of AI. But StreetHawk in Australia, Asif.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. First of all, I love that to see innovation coming from all parts of the world in this space. So we don't talk a lot about Australia on the show, but this is a great new service, StreetHawk. It's a location-based mobile. They call it a personal shopping service. And there's two things I want to sort of quickly mention about this. So the first is that it's a typical location-based mobile shopping thing. So you basically get alerts, based on where you are for searches that you've saved. So you basically self-identified. Again, you've opted in, self-identified. I'm interested in camping equipment or whatever it is. If there's an alert for something, based on your location around that gets sent to you. And you can tag places that you frequently shop and get special offers and, all the typical sort of stuff. What's interesting about this, though, is that it's not just GPS and cell tower triangulation stuff in terms of that's what they're using for the location. The secret sauce that I see here is they're using cloud computing to make it happen, and so they've signed this deal with a group called Ninefold. And they've developed this thing called Right Place, Right Time, Right Person platform, the 3R platform. And what that is the idea is that they're collecting so much data. Location-based services generate an inordinate amount of data. Like there's just so much data that's constantly having to be stored somewhere and having to be sort of mapped and organized, for lack of a better term, and so the cloud makes sense for that because it has to be delivered in real time, down to these devices, and so they're working with these guys called Ninefold to actually make that happen, and that's really how they're able to, sort of not just try and get your position, but to really target and segment and push stuff in real time, super fast to wherever you are, which is a slightly different approach. I mean, I know there's guys like we've talked in the past about Simple Geo and Factual and all these other guys on the data side, but to actually have that directly correlated in this way to the app, I think is interesting. I don't know what you think about it.
Well, I think that what we're talking about here is removing friction from this whole piece, and we all believe in the data. The data is killer when it comes to. It's a killer feature of all these services, as you said. We get so much of it, and the analytics that come from that are the things that we only dreamed of as retailers. I'm not one, but you can imagine is that listen, the only example I think about so often when it comes to this is that look. Street vendors on New York City, on the streets of New York City, mm-hmm. in the tourist areas around 42nd and Times Square. What these guys do is that they have these purses and they have everything laid out, and it's like this beautiful setup, and it's a sunny day. And then what happens when the first drop of rain? You turn around, and it's like now they're selling all umbrellas and rain jackets and rain boots. And it's like overnight. Oh, I mean, not overnight. Like a blink of an eye, they've changed their business. And I think that.
Yeah, they're able to switch just in real time based on what's the environment, what's happening.
And that's exactly what we're talking about with the depth and the reach of the analytics that you have from location-based marketing services like this. Is that you can tailor almost immedately the appropriate product at the right time at the right place. And I think that doing that is going to be killer. And I think that that's one of those things that I can't wait to see. And I think that we are going to start to see that.
They included a little bit of sort of backup for that. So they basically said when the app launched, they needed to support terabytes of data of real-time retail inventory from 50 retailers and 300 plus shop locations. So like there's just so much data there. And as you bring more retailers onto a platform and you have, more users on this platform, I mean, just think about, how much data that is and the storage of that data and being able to, organize and access that. It's, it can only happen in the cloud. Like there's no way you could build, server farms on your own every time you go and launch a new app service.
No, it's really democratized this kind of data. The cloud is incredible because it's a communal source that you eventually you're going to have to pay into. But I think about this so big is that the big trend that we see here, and we're going to be talking about it. This is the kind of conversation we're going to be having it on Tether Talks. Is it's quite literally. The retail industry is going through such an upheaval, and we know that. But this is a perfect example, is that you don't even need a physical location anymore. You don't need a pop-up store. You don't need any of this stuff. What you do need is a seamless way to reach out to a customer at the right time, at the right place. That's the tricky part here, obviously. But you don't need storefront. That's what it means. Every instance, every step that I take, whether I'm walking, whether I'm driving, whether I'm on a train or a bus or a plane, anywhere, the top of a mountain, it is a commerce opportunity, and retailers have got to get their heads around that. And that's why I like what we're seeing here with these guys, because they understand that, your buying decision. It's why they put things at the front of the store, right? When, it is an impulse buy. When you walk up to a store and you're waiting in cash and you see all the candies and all the pop and everything like that, and the batteries and the lip gloss and that kind of stuff, it's an impulse buy. Now what they're doing is basically creating the entire planet as an impulse buy. You have to understand that when you're in the mood to buy, facilitate that transaction. And that's why I like these guys. Mm-hmm. StreetHawk.com.au. And they're available in the App Store, obviously. I think that you have to be in Australia. And I'm willing to go down there and try it out. StreetHawk.